WNBC Sports Night Magazine, a complete update of the day in sports, a look at tonight's action, and commentary from the News Sports Authority, WNBC. First, sports headlines with WNBC's Jack Spector.
Thank you. This is Jack Spector on 66 WNBC Sports Night Magazine, and Trump Castle, the crown jewel of Atlantic City, sponsors Sports Night Magazine tonight. Good evening to you. These are the top sports stories of the day from 66 WNBC. Well, with the California Angels struggling to stay in first place in the American League West, the last thing that rookie pitcher Kurt McGaskill needed was extra pressure. He said, I got a call on the bullpen on the telephone before the game, and I thought it was long distance or something. I was worried it might be some sort of an emergency, but it was the manager, Gene Mauch. Now, the advice Mauch delivered helped McGaskill turn in one of his best performances of the year as he struck out a career-high 10 batters in California's 9-3 win yesterday over the Indians in Cleveland. Now, the triumph, coupled, of course, with the Kansas City Royals' loss by a score of 6-3 to Minnesota, gave California a one-game lead over the Royals, and they're going to go at it tonight, I understand, in Kansas City. It's going to be a four-game set, and California, of course, up by one. Earl Weaver's magic number yesterday was 2, as in 2 ejections. The Baltimore manager was thrown out of the first game at Yankee Stadium for arguing with the umpires, and then was ejected before the second game when he renewed a feud with umpire Jim Evans as he presented the lineup card. The magic words were, "We can go at it right here." Weaver initially contested a first-inning bunt by Jim Dwyer that was ruled foul, and contended in the second inning that catcher Butch Weiniger failed to tag Floyd Rayford after dropping a called third strike. Both incidents resulted in lengthy arguments, but he remained in the game. He finally broke Evans' patience in the third inning. Yankee pitcher Joe Cowley was struck on the hand by a shot hit by Dwyer, and pitching coach Bill Mumblecat came out to check Cowley's hand. Weaver then came out of the dugout to ask if the Yankees had been charged with a visit to the mound. He apparently said some other things, and then he was tossed out. He claimed that Rich Dower told him Evans said he would meet Weaver in the parking lot after the game, and he brought Dower with him to home plate before the second game to confront Evans. The umpire denied the charge, and then he ejected Weaver for the 4th time this season and the 93rd time of his career. Weaver scooped up dirt, and he tossed it on the umpire's shoes before he left. He said, "They bring you down to their level, the umpires do. That's why I'm ashamed of myself. I went down to their level." Gordie Howe, who's 57 years old, is still playing today. That's right, he's playing hockey. He joined a team of former National Hockey League All-Stars for an exhibition game against the Philadelphia Flyers old-timers recently at the Spectrum, and he stole the show. He did fail to score a goal, but he impressed a near-sellout crowd with his strong skating and deft playmaking. He also proved that he still owns the sharpest elbows in hockey. When Bernie Parent, the former Flyers goalie, gave him a friendly whack with his stick, Howe smiled at him and skated away. And then on Howe's next shift, he skated through the crease and elbowed Parent. Bernie Parent said, "I figured Gordie'd get even. He always does." How's this for a quote? How good a running back was Franco Harris? Well, former Dallas Cowboys linebacker D.D. Lewis says, I'll tell you how good he is. He faked me out so bad one time that I got a 15-yard penalty for grabbing my own face mask. That's how good Franco Harris was. Free agent Bill Cartwright has signed a multi-year contract with the New York Knicks. The 7'1" center forward immediately joined the team at its training camp at Hofstra University. The team would not reveal the terms of the agreement, but it's reportedly a 6-year deal starting at $1.1 million, escalating to $1.5 million a year. Cartwright missed all of last season with a fractured left foot, and it's now 100% sound after surgery to repair the damage. Buck Williams, the forward for the New Jersey Nets, says it is very important that the Nets sign Albert King and Mike Jaminski.
Right now, I think the most important thing is signing Albert King and Mike Jaminski. Anytime you have players out of training camp, it more or less impedes what you're trying to do. And Coach Wall has a very unique system, and we need those two players in the camp, first of all. And secondly, I think the addition of Mickey Johnson and the addition of having another year experience is going to be the most important factors for us, because last year I thought we had a very immature team, and I think this year we have matured tremendously, and hopefully we can get off and do some of the things, get back to some of the old work habits that we had.
WNBC Sports Night Magazine continues with the scoreboard next on 66 WNBC.
WNBC Sports Night Magazine scoreboard.
Reviewing the weekend, not actually the weekend, but Sunday in New York City, and as it pertains to New York teams in baseball and football, of course, the Mets over the Pirates yesterday, 9-7. Mets 3 games back. They're off tonight, as are the Cardinals. And tomorrow they start that 3-game set in St. Louis. The Yankees took the pair from Baltimore yesterday. They're 5.5 back, and they're playing tonight at the stadium. Giants lucked it out, I guess, over the Eagles 16-10 yesterday, but they sit 3-1 now, the NFC East. And the Jets took the Colts 25-20, so they're 3-1 in the AFC East. Now, and as far as it pertains to today's action in baseball, there was one day game in the National League. The Giants beat the Cincinnati Reds by a score of 4-3 today. And the Mets in St. Louis, as we said, off tonight, saving it all up for tomorrow night in St. Louis. Yankees play the Orioles tonight at the stadium, and for the Orioles, supposed to be Flanagan, who's 4-5. Phil Niekro may get a start tonight. Rasmussen is listed as a starter, but Phil Niekro may get a shot to go for 300 tonight. Other games in the American League tonight, the A's play the Rangers in Texas, and it's going to be Tommy John for the A's, and or maybe Burtsus might go for the A's against Russell for the Rangers, who's 2-6 on the season. White Sox play the Twins in Minnesota, Burns against Blyleven. And the Angels and the Royals going at it tonight for first place in the American League West. Angels up by a game, but they have a 4-game set. For the Angels tonight, Candelaria, who's 6-2. Sorry about that. And for the Royals, Saberhagen, who is 19-6, going for number 20 tonight. In the National League today, kind of an abbreviated schedule. Braves play the Astros tonight in Houston. Perez for the Braves, he's 1-12. And Ryan for the Astros, who's 9-12. The Padres and the Dodgers out on the West Coast in L.A. Hoyt for the Padres, who is 16-8, and Fernando Valenzuela goes for the Dodgers. He is 17-10. Of course, football game tonight. Cincinnati Bengals play at Pittsburgh against the Steelers. 8:50 pregame time here on 66 WNBC with Bob Costas. 9 o'clock game time with Don Cricky and Bob Trumpy for the play-by-play. Turn down the TV sound. Catch it all here on 66 NBC. As I mentioned earlier, Phil Niekro has returned from his ailing father's bedside to try for his 300th career win. He's going to be on the mound tonight. He is getting the start tonight for the Yankees when they host Baltimore. Niekro and his brother Joe, who's also with the Yankees, of course, left the team Saturday to be with their father in Wheeling, West Virginia. And the elder Niekro underwent surgery for internal bleeding. It looked for a while like the family emergency would deprive Niekro of at least one start in his quest for win number 300. Manager Billy Martin has said that if the knuckleballing ace cannot pick up the win as a starter, he might move him to the bullpen in order to give him a shot at winning in relief. And WNBC Sports Night Magazine continues with Neil Funk's NBA report coming up next on 66 WNBC.